expect a few more students to join in. And in the meantime, how about we watch a wonderful 98th percentile video? Are you guys excited about it? Give me a thumbs up if you are. Yeah, wonderful. Let me just share my screen and here we go.
Hello and welcome to 98th Percentile. We're an online education company that offers live math and English courses for K through 12 students to get them a grade ahead in 6 months or less. We also focus on building young entrepreneurs through our live coding and public speaking programs. Our Rockstar teachers focus on small classroom sizes with only up to 4 students per classroom. This means that your students receive the benefit of fun and engagement with their peers while also receiving the benefit of personalized attention from their educators. We do all of this at an unbeatable price that delivers 4 times the value of any other similar program out there today. At 98th Percentile, we've already helped accelerate over 1,000 students' academic career and have received prestigious awards from all across the world.
All righty then. So once again, kids, welcome everyone. Let me welcome once again, all the wonderful designers and storytellers to the biggest comic strip contest of the year. Are you guys excited? Please give me a thumbs up if you are. Give me a heart react if you're excited for this. Wow. I saw all of you in Ms. Zahira's class, and Jonathan, Yuman, Aviai, everyone, Janelle, you guys had some wonderful story ideas, and I can't wait to watch the comic strips. So kids, a friendly reminder of, first of all, that we would be recording this session for quality and marketing purposes. Now, let me tell you a secret. These small video clips, they would be going on our social media. So you want to have your smiling faces on, right? Because you want to look good on Instagram. Yeah, wonderful. Okay. So now, just before an hour, we had a wonderful session with Ms. Zahira. Did you guys love that session? Please give me a heart react if you love the storyboard session. Yes, I see a heart react from Jonathan. Okay, very good. Yes, even Janelle. I thoroughly enjoyed that session, and I saw that you guys had so many wonderful ideas, like, a mask superhero and so many good ones from everyone. So what is going to happen now is we learned how to create a story. Okay, we learned what are the key elements of storytelling. There are 5 key elements. We learned all about it. We learned how do you take an idea in your head and you develop a story around it. Now it's the time you have things written on a paper. How do you make it visually appealing? Okay, how do you transition that into a beautiful design, into a comic strip? Yes, exactly. And for that, we have a design expert with us today, and that is Miss Sanskriti. She's going to be a design instructor for today. So let me introduce everyone. Let me introduce Miss Sanskriti to everyone. Hey guys, this is Miss Sanskriti, and she would be our design instructor for today. And today she would be teaching us how can we design a comic strip. Are you guys excited? I am super excited for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and it's over to Miss Sanskriti now. Ma'am, it's all yours. Please go ahead and do the wonderful thing that you do. All right.
All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing just great. Hi, hello. I am Sanskriti, and I will be your design instructor for today. Are you all excited to learn something new and fun? Let me see some virtual hands. Thumbs up. Come on, guys. Come on. Great. That's awesome. So, I want to welcome all of you to one of the biggest comics event of the year. So, why don't we get started? I want you guys to open your browser and type Canva, C-A-N-V-A, and hit enter. So once you do that, you will see that in the right first link under www.canva.com, you have a link. You click that link and you will lead to Canva's homepage. All right. So over here, you can see that there are multiple templates, multiple designs, and a lot of things. A lot of you can design Instagram posts, you can design your presentation, illustrations, your school projects. Isn't that just amazing? Right? So you are free to try Canva for other designs at your free time. So why are we here in this class? What are we going to learn today? We are going to learn that how you can create your imaginative comics into an actual design, into an actual picture. How will you picturize it and visualize from your imagination, putting all the elements and the captions together and make it like a existing make it like an existing comic. So what we have to do is, just a reminder before I start, Canva has a premium version. So please try using only the free elements. The things that are free, don't use the premium versions because at the end, it won't let you download. So all you have to do is, as on the top of my screen, you can see there's a search bar. All you have to do is you have to go and type comic and hit enter. After you do that, you will see multiple templates of comics that are already there as a template in Canva. You see different colors, different illustrations, beautiful visual boards. So all these are the templates that are already provided by Canva for your own benefit. So what you can do is, you can, according to your own story, you can first decide that what story are you planning to choose. Once you are decided and once you are ready with the story, you have to just take elements from here to get started. So let's say that I'm making a story about a blob, or I'm making a story about a superhero, I'm making a story about a normal penguin. You can take the elements right from the start. You can choose a template that suits your story, whether it's 4 frames, 5 panels, 6 panels, 8 panels, whatsoever story that you want to go. So let's say that over here, I have already decided that how many panels my story should be. So I have taken 6 panels here and I've added my captions already. So who all can tell me what was the story that we learned in our first session? Was it about a superhero? Yes, right. She was none other than Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman, okay, I have a question for you guys. Okay, can someone tell me that what weapon does Wonder Woman uses, uh, kill by, beating up the enemies? What is the what name of it? Please type your answers in the chat box and let me see that who answers it first. Come on, guys, come on. Show me some answers. Great. All right. Okay, let me tell you the correct answer. The correct answer is the lasso of truth. So she uses the lasso of truth to create and to beat enemies. So over here, what you have to do is, in our first session, we saw this as a first template, first design. So in this design, we are talking about Wonder Woman, that she's taking a day off. She's all relaxed, chilling at her home. She's staying in the living room with her cat. In next scene, she goes to a restaurant to eat a burger, but she thinks to take her whip with her. Then in the third frame, you see that, she's quietly eating the food in the restaurant and she notices our villain, Steely Burgers. And in the fourth frame, Wonder Woman chases Steely Burgers so that he shouldn't run away. In the fifth frame, she catches Steely Burgers and tie him to a pole. In sixth, we have a moral story where she realizes she should never leave her lasso of truth alone at home. So how do we start? How do we achieve this? How did I make this in Canva? So that's what I'm going to teach you now. Okay, can you see my screen? Right. So over here, I have already added my captions. So in the first frame, in the first panel, Wonder Woman has the day off. I've added my caption so that I would know that what is required in my first frame. What all elements do I require in my first frame? Similarly, for rest of the frames, I have also added the dialogues which I might need with my characters. If you have two characters speaking, you can have two dialogue boxes. You can also choose your font way before this, so that you will kind of know that what is readable and what font you have to go with. All right. So we are going to start with the first frame. So in the first frame, we talk about that she is at her home. So we need to add some place that is there in her. Let's say that it says that she's there in her living room. So I'm gonna add elements that are there in the living room. So in a living room, we can have a sofa, we can have a pot, we can have a frame, we can have a window. So how do I achieve that? So instead of going to one and each element, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to templates, and I will see that what all templates I have. Just to get started, I'm going to choose a template that suits my story. I will add it as a new page so that it doesn't disturb my original page. And over here, I see that in this story, there's a living room. So what do I do this? I remove the unwanted elements by selecting them and deleting it. I don't need the text. I don't need the time. I don't need this other man. And I'm removing everything possible that I don't need here. I already added my dialogues, so I don't need the dialogue box. And I already have a background. So I have deleted everything, and now I have selected all the elements present. I will copy it. I will go to the frame that I need, and I will paste it right there. Right. So over here, after pasting it, you will see that I have added it perfectly to my first frame. I will adjust the sizes according to my first frame so that it doesn't overlap. Now I see that my text was behind, so I'm gonna right click it and I'm gonna bring it to forward, bring it to front so that it is visible enough. My window is coming outside the panel, so I'm gonna fit it properly. I will drag the sofa to meet the edges, and similarly with the floor. So now my first frame, my living room is ready. So let's say I need a clock also. So what do I do? How do I find new elements which are not there in the templates? I go to elements here. So on my left hand side, there are a number of tools provided. So in there, I have this elements that I click, and let's say I need to add a clock. So I will just type clock and hit enter. So there are multiple options for a clock, as you can see. So let's see, which is the suitable illustration for my color scheme, for my type of illustration. So let's say if I'm going with this clock, all right, I'm dragging it and I'm shrinking it to the size that is required. Great. Now over here, I will change my color to the desired color because the red looks really dominant. So I'm going to go and choose a different color. So let's say I'm going to choose blue. Okay. So now you can see how easily I added an element to my frame, to the panel that I'm working on, and how easily I change the color. Canva provides different color options right there. So once you click on an element, you see the top colors, you click the top color, and you will get the custom colors which are already provided on Canva according to the colors that you are planning to use. In case you want to try a different color that is not there, You go to the plus sign and drag and choose any color that you want. Okay, isn't it very simple? I know, right? It is very easy to use. It makes our work really easier. So after adding a clock, now what characters do I need in this frame? I need my Wonder Woman because as my caption says that she is there. I need a cat because Wonder Woman is spending time with her cat in the living room. So I have already selected the number of illustrations that I need beforehand itself. So I have tried to upload them from internet. So if there are characters which are not there in the Canva, in the templates, you can always go to Google, find those images, use PNGs and upload it on Canva. So let's say that this is my first element over here. This is the first character to the frame. So over here, according to the gesture, she's just standing and, she's looking at her house and, she's just relaxing. She has no other work. Now my second character will be a cat. So how do I add a cat again? I will go to elements and type cat and hit enter. So now you can see there are beautiful options of cats. They're colorful cats, they're cute, they are, funny, playful cats. So now I'm going to choose a cat which is, which suits my design. So let's say this is the one that I go with. Please remember that every time you use an element or a character or anything in that matter, you use a free element. Like you can see every bottom of every character, you can see a element. You can see that whether it's free or not. If you by mistake add another element, you can just select it and delete it. Now over here, I've added my cat into the frame. Now I want to change the color of the cat. So again, what I do is I select the cat, see the colors on the top, change the colors of the cat according to my color scheme. So now Wonder Woman has a cat. So I've already beforehand, I wrote my dialogue, which says, finally a day off. I will relax and spend my whole day with my cat, Betty. I think she's hungry and so am I. So over here, now we already have this dialogue said by Wonder Woman, and I'm placing it near to my character and shrinking the size. Please don't shrink it much because if you make the fonts really small, it will hard for people to read. So you can just place it and you can place it next to your Wonder Woman, your character, or that can be any character that you're using. Okay, now she says that she's hungry. So there are a lot of times that you don't need to write the exact word, but you need to show that what they want to, what they are thinking. So always, you must have seen in the comics, there's a bubble and then, people imagine, they dream about stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again go to elements and type cloud bubble. You also call it speech bubble and hit enter. Now over here, there are multiple selections. There are multiple clouds. So I'm going to choose a cloud that suits to the frame. Click on it. Place it right next to the Wonder Woman. Now this cloud is in black. I don't want a black cloud. I want a white one. So I again go change the color of the cloud. Now I want to eat a burger. I want to eat a burger that that Wonder Woman wants to have for her break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to elements and I'm going to type a burger. So over here, you see multiple burgers. So you can choose any burger that you want. And you can place it inside the speech bubble. right there. So Wonder Woman is now thinking to have a burger. So with this, we have completed our first frame. So can you guys all clap, show me some thumbs up, and please let me know if you're getting everything that we are speaking of. Show me some virtual hands. Come on, show me some excited spaces. All right, great, guys. Right. So with this, we have already, completed our first frame where Wonder Woman is at her living room. She wants to eat a delicious burger. We have the text box, which has the dialogue. We have a cat, and we have the whole living room setup. Now, in our second frame, what does it say? Our caption says that she feels hungry and goes to a restaurant to get a burger. She thinks to bring her whip with her even though it's her day off. As you can see, writing captions way before helps us to understand that what all characters do we need to have in that specific frame. So what I'm going to do is, all right, what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to go and think that what is the first element that I should add? Should it be a background? So, okay, can you guys tell me that how do Wonder Woman go from one place to another? Does she walk? Does she takes a car? She takes a cab? Or how does she go? Does she fly? Can you tell me? All right, yeah, right. She flies. She flies from one place to another to commute. All right. So over here, we are going to type sky as a keyword. So sometimes you can use different keywords. So let's say that, you want a cloud or you want, a blue sky. You can also type that and get your elements right there. So let's say that that you need a background with a cloud and, a blue sky. You see sunsets over here. No, I don't think so. I want a sunset right now. I just want to use a nice cloudy picture. So let's say I'm going to use this picture. And place it as my background. So I have placed it as my background. Now, as you can see that after placing this, my text box is behind. So what do I do is I click on the text box, I click right and bring it to front. So how does bring it to front help us? It helps us bringing the element or bringing any text box or bringing anything in that matter to right front. So bring to forward helps us to bring the element in front. Bring forward helps us to bring one step forward to another. Whereas send to backward pushes the element right to the back, and send to back pushes the element to one step back. Right? So you can always try, and you'll understand after trying it and working on Canva. All right. So over here we have a background. Now what do we need to add is we need to add a Wonder Woman. So again, I will go to my uploads and I will choose the Wonder Woman where she's flying. So now, as you can see that she's flying in a different direction. She's going back home. I don't want her to go back home. So what do I do is I'm gonna go to flip and flip it horizontally. Like that. Now it looks like she's going somewhere apart from home. Right? All right. So over here, now it says that I have, now Wonder Woman is thinking that, I have a craving for a burger. Let me just get one. I should take my whip just in case. So in this case, as you can see, we have not added a lot of elements. If you want, you can add you can add a little sunshine here. You can add some birds here. It all depends on your creativity. That what all do you want to add? For me, I think this is good enough where she's flying and going from one place to another. So with this, we have completed our second frame. Now in the third frame, you see that our caption is written as, while she's quietly eating her food at the back of the restaurant, she notices the villain Steely Burgers robbing the restaurant of the cash and burgers. Oh my God, now we have a villain here. So this is our first step to the climax of the story. So what do we do is, first we write down that how many characters do we need here. Firstly, we need a restaurant or a cafe. We need to show the burger or the snack that she's having. We need to show Wonder Woman, and we need to show Steely Burgers, that is our villain. So how do we start with it? We again go to our elements, type cafe, and hit enter. So now there are a lot of options here. I will choose this option. Once I choose that, it will appear on my screen. I will drag it to the frame that I'm working on, place it with the center line. So whenever you center a line, you will see this pink line that will show your alignment. You will, from the corners, you can adjust the size of the element. Now again, our text box is behind. So what you do is you right click it and do bring in front. Right there. All right. So now we have a restaurant. But how do we differentiate between the restaurant and the frame? So let's say that we have a restaurant here. This is our background. So where is my floor now? So we need to create two different color schemes. How do we do that? I go to my elements, type rectangle, hit enter, choose a rectangle. It will appear on my screen. Reduce the size of the rectangle. Place it, on my frame, on the top of the frame, because anyhow we can bring the elements, in front by using our front tool, and we change the color. Now this is too dark for my floor, and it's covering my cafe and my dialog box. So I'm going to choose this and send it to back. Now it took only one step backwards. I will again send it one step backwards. Great. If I would have done right, send it to back, it would have went, even, behind. I choose Control Z or Control Z and bring it back to my original state. All right. So now over here, you can see that the transparency is too much. I just want to, decrease the transparency so that it doesn't overwhelm my frame, my panel. So now you can see, now you can differentiate between two colors, my background and the floor. I will reduce the size of my dialog box and place it here. Now, let's say this cafe is specialized in burgers. So I'm going to go choose a burger. Isn't it look just delicious? Ooh, look at the cheese. It's yummy. All right. So I have placed my burger on the window. Like you must have seen in the restaurant, you see a banner or you see, things written on the glass. Likewise, what we are going to do is we have added the burgers here, and we are going to reduce the transparency. So now, as you can see that it shows a burger. It shows that, this cafe gives good burgers, but it's not very prominent. It's still there, but not very right, on the screen. Again, I will bring this to front so that it doesn't overlap with my burger. Now again, I go to my uploads and choose Wonder Woman where she's standing and looking out on the road. I will place her right here so that it looks like she's inside the restaurant. I will cut her from the bottom and I will place her right there. If you want, you can reduce the size a little bit. Probably, you can show the size till the waist. And place her properly. So now it looks like she's inside the restaurant and she's looking through the glass window on the door. All right. So now we need to add a main character who is Steely Burgers. So what do I do again is I go to my elements, type thief. So now I see that, there are so many illustrations, but I really don't like any one of them, which can go with my illustration style. So I go again, use another keyword, use robber. Over here, you see that there are few more characters that were not shown in the previous elements. So what I do is I choose this robber right here because this is kind of good with my illustration. The color is bright and I feel this would go good with my storyboard. So as you can see, I've added my villain with Steely Burgers and I've added a dialog box saying, I got so much cash and burgers. Ha ha ha. So over here, Steely Burgers is like that he already got the cash burgers and he has to run. He has to run fast before someone catches him. So with this, now you can see that I've added only few elements to complete the entire story. So there's a cafe, there's Wonder Woman, there's burger, and there's a Steely Burger with the dialogue. So this completes our third panel of the story. So everyone show me your hands and show me some virtual thumbs up, show me some excited faces and let me know if you're getting everything. Come on guys, I need to please just put an emoji, put a heart emoji. Let me know if you're getting the entire story. Come on guys. All right, great. That's awesome. Fantastic. So now what we are going to do is we are going to start with our fourth panel right here. So in our fourth panel, as you can see, we have two panels here with one caption. So in this caption, it says, Steely Burgers tries to escape, but Wonder Woman unleashes her whip and around his legs and hangs him by his feet from the ceiling and stuff his mouth with burgers. So now, as you can see, this is a bigger line. This is a bigger part. So what do we do here is we divide one caption to two panels. So over here, I will start with my first line where Steely Burgers is trying to escape and Wonder Woman is going behind Steely Burgers. So over here, I will again add the cafe. So instead of again going to elements, I will go to my third frame where I've already added the cafe. I will select the burger. I will select the cafe. I will select the background and I will Control C it. I will copy it. I will Control V it. I will paste it and drag it to my current frame. I adjust the size again. And over here, I place the cafe not right in the center of the frame because now Wonder Woman is going to come and run. So I'm going to take it and cut it just like that. Similarly, with the burger, I'm going to cut it till the frame that I have. To cut it properly, you just have to click the element. You will see 4 corners and you can just drag it up to the mark that you want them to cut this. Now my text box is behind. So I'm gonna make the background go backwards and choose my text box to front, to be there, right there in front. Now I'm gonna go to my approach again, choose my character, that is Superwoman, shrink it to the size that I want her to be, and place it right there. Like that. So in the dialogue that is written, it says, he is getting away. I need to take him down fast. So Wonder Woman is saying that I need to run fast and run behind Steely Burger so that he doesn't run away. So with that, we are done with our 4th panel. So again, we have used very simple elements, very normal elements that, we want to use. Anytime that you want to choose a different color, you can always go to the top panel and you can choose different colors that you want. Now in a 5th panel, that is in the same caption, it says that, Wonder Woman unleashes her whip around his legs, hangs him to the pole or the ceiling, and stuffs her mouth. The police comes and arrests Steely Burgers. The cash is returned to the restaurant, and Wonder Woman saves the day. So over here, now we need to show where Wonder Woman catches our villain. So we need to add Wonder Woman. We need to add villain. We need to add an outside background, and we need to show that he's upside down. He's hanging somewhere. So what do I do is, let's say that I want to choose my background as a park or a garden. So I go to elements, I type park, hit enter. It shows me few options. But I don't find something that is relevant that I want to use. So what I do is I type another keyword. I type garden, or you can use different synonyms. All right. So maybe this is the one that I would go with. Place it properly according to my panel. I have to bring my text box in front so that it doesn't hide behind. I will again bring it to the front. Place this again. Now, the next thing that I want to add here is my Wonder Woman. So I again go to approach. I've already selected the character that I want. So over here, as you can see, she takes off, she takes out the lasso of truth, her whip, and she's ready to catch the villain. Now, let's say she's there in a park. So I will change the color of the background to blue to give it a sky look. All right. And she's there in a park. In a park, you always find, the lamp poles or, the poles with the cable on it. So what you are going to do it, you are going to type pole in the elements. Hit enter. Now, as you can see that I have added my pole here. I will shrink it to the size that I need. Now I need to add my villain, Steely Burgers. I again go to elements, type robber, hit enter, and choose my robber from different options that I get. And I will turn them 180 degree. because usually you won't find a robber who's upside down. So what I did was I found a robber who was standing straight. I turned him to 180-degree by the small tool provided right next to the frame, and I'm hanging him to the I don't want to show my bag hanging just in the air. So I'm shrinking it. I am cutting that bag as much as and sending it one step back to the pole so that I cannot see the leg. Over here, now I can still see a little part of the bag. So what do is I go to my elements, type rectangle. So here's the small trick. So sometimes if you have the unwanted elements, you always choose a rectangle or a circle, shrink them, just take the line really small, put it over the space that you want to hide, and choose the background color. So now you can see that I have successfully hidden the orange bag that was there. Place it properly. And then zoom out. Now I need to add the dialog box here, which is coming behind all the elements. I right away click this. I take it to the frame. After adding it to the frame, I bring it to front. I place it next to the character who is speaking the dialogue. So let's say that, over here I have two dialog box. I will copy this dialog box, paste it, one for the thief and one for the Wonder Woman. So over here, Wonder Woman says that now you cannot run away, Steely Burgers. Police is here to arrest you. And we can change the dialogue for the robber saying that I got caught again. Again. I am sorry. So now you can see the robber is apologizing, but it's too late for him. And with this, we have completed our 5th panel. We have successfully completed everything that was written in this caption, including all the characters, including all the elements. So now, children, as you can see, if I zoom out, now you can see that we are almost done with our storyboard. Only our last frame is left. So usually the story starts with a ideation. Then we have a climax in between, and then we end it up with a moral story or something that that is more have a happy ending. So over here, what we are going to do is we are going to show the moral of the story. So like we started with our session, that the moral of the story was that Wonder Woman learns how important is that to take her lasso of truth every day with her, even on her day off. So likewise, what we are going to do is, now Wonder Woman went back to her home, like we shown in the first frame. So I'm going to copy this entire thing. I will drag and select everything, Control C it, copy it, and paste it. Once I do that, I drag it to my last panel where I need this to be. I remove the background. I fit everything, all the elements within the frame. If I don't want something like, I don't want the burger anymore, so I'll remove those. I will remove the speech bubble. I don't want the clock anymore. I don't want my first text box. I don't want the plant here. And I'm adjusting my floor. So over here, she's back to her home next to her cat. And she tells her cat that we'll bring it to front, that a true hero is never off duty. Wonder Woman should always be ready for some action. Kapow. So now with this, we have completed our entire storyboard. So children, like we decided in the first thing that we need to use some like very basic elements, basic color scheme, and by using basic elements, we have created the entire story with proper alignment, good look. It's very vibrant. It's really good to see. So over here we have used fonts that are easy to read, and they are very clear, and our story is very much clear over here. From first to the end, it makes the story much more sensible, and it depicts that what we are trying to tell it to our audience. So now what we have to do is, as you can see on the left panel, we have almost discussed the tools that we require. So again, I'm gonna do a quick check. So in templates, we get different templates that you want to choose. Once you choose that, you choose your option, add as a new page, right? Not the current page, add as a new page. Similarly, rest of the designs that you have. You can always choose different elements. Take the elements here from here, copy those elements, go to your existing place, and you can paste it. So do you see how easy is that to copy, paste, and put the stuff to your storyboard? Similarly, we have simple comics also. In case if you are not looking for, using some bold characters like any superhero, you can always design into the, the storyboard, which is simple, which is good, which has a very funny ending. You always get illustration sets that are already there in the templates in Canva. You can use them to, add to the faces, change expression. You can always do that. Similarly, for the body types, you have different body types that you want to use. Please, you have to go and check through templates, and you have to use according to your own story, your own imagination. Similarly, with the icons, little elements. So if anyone has an idea with a mask, you have a mask right here. Illustration set, heartbroken, or getting angry, or an exclamation mark. So all that totally is available on Canva, and all depends on you that how you want to use it. Second thing is uploads. That in case that you have something which is not there in the Canva and you want to put it in Canva, you always go to uploads, upload media. It will ask you to upload from the folder that you have, and you can easily upload the pictures that you want. A major important element, a major important tool is Element, where you can search any elements through different keywords. So there are thousands of elements already mentioned, where you can change the colors of the elements, and you can always use them according to your story, your requirements. Then we have text. So text is again, multiple fonts combined together. You have different types of text. Please try to use text for your comic, which are very easy to read, because if you're sharing it with other people, they should be, able to read the text properly without, like if you put a very small size, or it's very congested. So always try to use good fonts, fresh fonts, and which are easy to read. Then you have a background. In case you want to change the background color, I would suggest you that you always go with a white background instead of any colored background. So let's say if I use this colored background, so I would still prefer a white, because it's much more cleaner. It's much more it's much more minimal, and it brings out your storyboard colors better. So try choosing white background. Now over here, if you want to change the font and don't have to go over here, what you can do is you can just drop down and you will find multiple free options of fonts that you can use for your storyboard, right? You can always change the color of the you can always change the color of the font, increase or decrease the size of the font. You can make your font bold. You can use italics, you can use underline if required. Then you have uppercase. So uppercase always, so I'm going to zoom it to show it to you. Uppercase will make all the letters uppercase. And when you, if you don't choose it, it will be as title case or sentence case. Then you can choose your alignment, left alignment, justified alignment, right alignment, and center alignment. Bullet, you have a bullet points option, but I don't think so that you'll be needing that, but still it's there. Then we have a tool of spacing. Spacing helps you to increase and decrease the size between each letter. So letter spacing works like this. And line spacing is spacing between one line to another line. So you can always, choose it according to, the clarity of the text. So sometimes you use a fonts that are very close to each other. You can always use this tool to make it more readable. Then we have, let's say we have transparency. So I've already told you transparency. Transparency reduces the, it increases the transparency of any element that can be text or that can be, anything in that matter. So a lot of times when you're working here, and for example, you want to, shift this and you by mistake shift this also. You can always type Control Z to bring it back. And also what you can do is you can log those elements from here. You can log these elements so that they don't move once you place them. Now we have almost completed our session here, where we have learned that how we can add elements, how we can add characters, how we can change colors, how we can add fonts, how we can use existing templates for our own benefit, and we have how we can divide our stories into how many panels. So try to keep your story within 4 to 8 panels. Because more than 8 panels, it will look little cramped, but you can always go for it if you have a good story. And don't go less than 4 panels, because you need 4 panels to describe your elements, describe your characters. So over here, now I'm going to teach you something really important. For that, I need to see, the virtual thumbs up and excited faces so that I can teach you that. So come on, show me everyone, show me excited faces. All right, great. Show me thumbs up. Great. Awesome. So I'm going to teach you one very important thing for your storyboard. That is, how will you save it? How will you save your storyboard and show it to other people? So what you're going to do over here is you are going to go to your downloads on the top. So on the title, you'll see this download button. And over here, go to your file type. Go to the file type where you can save your file as in PNG, that is a high quality image, or in a JPEG. So you have to save your files under 5 MB. So you can either choose any of the format that you want. You can click on them. Let's say I go for a PNG. You don't have to do anything with the size. Please keep the size the same. Then you go and select the page numbers. So over here, so I have worked on my second artboard. Do you see this? So this was my first artboard. This is my second artboard where I worked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my downloads, select the PNG file, go to the pages, unselect all the pages, only choose a page that I want to save and hit download. So a lot of times over here, you might get an option of pay and download. If you get pay and download, that means you have used a paid element. So please go to your elements, check which was the paid element, remove that paid element and use a free element instead. Once you do that, it will just give you an option to save directly without any payment. So avoid using premium vectors, premium elements, and save your design. Once you hit download, It will show at the bottom that it's downloading, and you will get a message saying design downloaded. You will get a pop-up right on your screen, and you will see in your downloads that it has been downloaded. So now, children, I hope that you understood everything. And in case if you have doubts, please drop your messages in the chat box, and someone will answer your questions. You will also get the recording of the session, so that when you're sitting and you're using Canva, in case if you don't understand something, you can again go to this presentation, and you can see that what all you're missing. So I hope you use the elements in a much better way. Design your own comics, design according to your own imagination, crazy imaginations, and you use multiple beautiful colors. I want to see beautiful designs that you have. I want to see that how talented you guys are. So for that, you make use of this software as much as you can. And I'm looking forward to wonderful comics. I wish you guys all the best, and I'm really looking forward for the results. All right. So
All right.
now I will bring back Mr. Parth, so that he can tell you that how you can put these comics, your saved comics, to the comics wall. So Parth, I'm
Yeah, hi.
yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Sanskriti. Hey, kids. Hi, welcome back. Hello. Once again, thank you, Ms. Sanskriti. That was really helpful, and that was, exciting. Now, kids, very quickly, I won't take much time. Yes, once again, thank you, Ms. Sanskriti. For a very quick minute, if you could just call your parents, I want to explain them how can you submit your comic strips for the contest. Please call your parents real quick. All right, I see everyone calling the parents. General, if you please call any of your parent, I could, wonderful. Okay. All right, let's wait 30 more seconds for the parents to come in. Okay. Yo, I see parents coming in. Okay, yeah, I get a thumbs up from Jonathan. Okay, cool. All right. So yes, once again, welcome parents. Let me begin by thanking everyone for registering your kids for comics. I am sure they enjoyed the session, and it was likewise. Now the reason why I have gathered you all here is because the important part, you need to realize that this is a contest, right? We said that this is a two-phase thing. In the first phase, we would be conducting master classes, and we'd be teaching how the kids can create comic strips. We are done with that. Now comes the second phase, that is the competition part of it, the contest. So what we are going to do now is I'm going to teach you that once the kids have prepared their comic strips, how do you actually submit the comic strip? So for that, it is a very simple procedure. You would be receiving an email from 90th percentile like this, okay, that the time has come. It is time for your child to publish their comic strip for all, for everyone to see. And you'd be having a small link over here to upload. What you need to do is you need to click on this upload link over here. It would, redirect you to the comics wall that we have, the submit your comics page. Once you come down here, okay, what would happen is, let me just open a new tab over here. Okay, let me just try opening it over here. So what I want you people to do is, I want everyone to just go onto the submit your comics page. So the thing is that you can submit just one entry from one email ID. Okay, once you do that, it would come up over here on the screen. You can open any particular browser. I have already submitted one entry. That is why it's not letting me enter the second one. Let me try using the different browser over here. All right, yes, this should work. So when you click on the link, it would take you it would take you to this particular comics link over here. And here you could submit your comics. You need to enter basic details. Okay, submit your own superhero with exceptional superpowers. Here there are certain things that you need to keep in mind, that the comic strip that you are submitting should be either of .png or .jpeg format. It should just be 5 MBs in size. Okay, and once you have posted the comics, your comics should be visible over here on the comics wall. So what you can do is, once you submit your comics, you would be able to view your comics over here. Now the competition is not yet open, so we don't have any entries over here. I just added a dummy image over here. So what you could do is, to vote, you can just click on the link. It would open up the image and you have the option here to vote now. So you can click on the vote now option and you'll have to enter your email address, and it would send a verification code over there on your email address. So let me try doing it over here. All right. Now you might have noticed that okay, so it's telling I already voted. So in short, once you have entered your email address, you'd be getting a verification code, a 6-digit code. Once you do that, you can enter that code and you can register your vote. So it shows that from one email ID, I can vote only once. So please make a note of that. So you need to spread it with more friends and family members. How do you do that? You can click on this Facebook option over here, this link over here. When you click on this, it would just take you to Facebook, and you can just log in and post it on Facebook. Or you could also directly share a link. You click on the last option and you can click the it would copy the link to the clipcode, and you can just share it with your friends via WhatsApp or via email or in any particular way. Also, one point that you could keep in mind is, if you look on the comics submit your page wall, the 7th point that we have here is talking about certain tips and tricks to promote your comic strip. Now, this is a very important thing. Here there are certain hashtags, which I recommend everyone to use while uploading their, comics. You can use the hashtag 90th percentile, 90th comics contest 2021. So these hashtags would, kind of help kids garner more traction to their posts. And there are many such, tips and tricks over here. Please make sure to read through this particular document. Okay, wonderful. Now, so we have learned 2 things: how to submit the comic strip and how to register a vote. I have one event only offer for all of the parents. Okay, so this is just an event only offer. You are eligible for 4 weeks of free classes to any of our programs, and I believe Ms. Zaira has already discussed this in the first class. But if you have missed out on it, let me just share it with you. All you simply need to do is, we have 4 courses that we offer. We offer math, ELA, coding, and public speaking. So you can register for 4 weeks of free trial classes to any one of them. And this offer is valid only till the 7th of June. And it's a very simple process, actually. If you want, I can just show it to you. All you need to do is just go open your web browser and type 98percentile.com. When you go to 98percentile.com, on top, you'd be having an option called free trial. You can click on the free trial option and it would show you the courses that we offer. We offer math, ELA, coding, and public speaking. So according to your time zone, for example, if you follow the central time zone and you want to enroll for, let us say, public speaking, it would show you the batches that are available for grade wise. For math, it would show you the grades, and the batches that are available. So yeah, this is one way in which you could book these classes. And finally, also, if you know how amazing our classes already are, you might have got a glimpse from these master classes, right? And we have similar classes for all our programs. If you feel that you are actually confident with our classes and you directly choose to enroll, there's a surprise offer wherein you get a discount up to $100 off if you choose to directly enroll. Isn't that amazing? That's a wonderful deal. So yes, thank you, parents. This is what I wanted to, just inform you people. And now, kids, I have a final question for you people. Here I have something on the screen that says the bee is buzzing. Again, can anyone tell me what does this mean? If you guys have been part of our previous events, you would recognize what is this. Can anyone tell me what does this mean? The bee is buzzing again. Anyone? Okay. All right. So many excited faces. Here we go. Okay, I see answers in the chat. Yes, Anna, that is correct. Very good. So kids, we are coming back with the second version of Spell Kahoot, that is Spell Kahoot 2.0. And I'm super excited to inform everyone that, last year in October, we had this first Spell Kahoot event and we had wonderful participation from all of you. And it was a wonderful event. And this time it's going to be much more bigger and much more fun. So yes, I'm looking, super excited for Spell Kahoot 2.0. Parents, please keep on checking your email IDs, next week, sometime, early beginning of the next week, we would be sharing links for registration for Spell Kahoot 2.0. We have the event, later down in the last week of this month, and I'm sure it would be super fun. So yes, that's it from my end. One final thing that I'd like to share before before we part ways is that both these master classes that we had, the storyboard masterclass and the design masterclass, I am sure that the kids, when they are actually preparing their comic strips, they would want to revisit them. They want to, go through certain points. So the recordings, that the session is being recorded, right? Both of these recordings would be provided. Okay. So on the same page where you had done the registration for comics, on that very same page, we would be, uploading the recordings, and the kids can definitely go ahead and, have a look at it, if they are stuck somewhere. And I am super excited for, what actually, looking forward to the comic strips. I heard that there were such amazing ideas that you people had, such wonderful stories, such wonderful characters and villains. I definitely look forward to read all of those comic strips, and I'm sure that the competition is going to be very much fierce. So yes, once again, all the best, everyone. Today, it's like you have 3 more days. We begin accepting comics entries from the 9th of June. And from 9th to 18th June onwards, you can keep on, you can submit your entry and make sure you're promoting more and more for getting maximum likes. All right. So yes, kids, that's it from my end. Thank you very much. Thank you, parents. I wish everyone a wonderful weekend. Have a good time. Please take care. Bye-bye. See ya. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.